I'm in sound and I saw Shadow in the Cloud. It is directed by Roseanne Liang and it stars Chloe Grace Moretz. This movie was suggested by Ryan. Thank you, Ryan, for forcing me to watch this movie. Let's get into the movie review. So this movie starts, you get this girl. She's in the Air Force. She goes onto this plane. She's a package. What's in this package? You say, well, it's confidential. We're not allowed to know what's in it. But she goes on a ship, and immediately you get a bunch of dudes. And this is World War II, so kind of makes sense. Bunch of dudes. They're like, oh, there's a dame here. How did the dame get here? You know, just like sexist stuff. And they kind of stuff her into the turret below. It's pretty much during takeoff. And what's awesome, she complies. And there's a really nice guy. There's one really nice, friendly guy. He's like, yeah, I'll look over this package, okay? So she goes into the turret, and for a solid, 10 minutes, it's a dialogue scene. There's a lot of establishing of, what the characters are like, their relationship with each other, which is mostly condescending, because she's saying, the hatch broke, because they're trying to get her up after flying. You know, she's flying, she's trying to leave the hatch break, the other portion break. She says this to over the comms. They're like, oh, that's actually, you're actually wrong. How did it break? It's not supposed to break. She's like, well, it's broken. I'm telling you, it's broken. And it's funny. So she's kind of freaking out about just this whole thing that is going on, right? You got hatch is broken. There's a piece of the glass that is missing, so there's some air coming into the cabin, which is a little terrifying. And there's these guys just making sexist comments about her. I mean, very sexist, sexual, and yeah, along those lines, sexist and sexual. So finally, she's like, y'all, I graduated the top of my class. I'll let you know that I have 7 certified kills in 7 different countries. I'm a Navy SEAL, okay? But excusing the meme, she's actually Air Force. She's a captain. She did a bunch of flying, and she's all indignant, y'all better listen to me. Why aren't you listening? And so the guys, they're like, hey, let's leave this woman to kind of just be on her own. Just leave her out. She's not allowed to be here. She's not allowed to be on the comms with us. She's been kind of scaring us. We don't know what's going on. We heard some gunshots. What's about that? She is trying to explain there's a little thing. There's a little shadow on the plane. It's creepy. She's trying to talk about it. And that's why she shot the gun, because that shadow turned out to be a gremlin with claws, and it's attacking her, and it's attacking the ship. It's just ripping the ship apart, and also just ripping, some cage that's supposed to open. The gremlin's trying to get open to this cage, and she just sticks her finger in this little thing in order to prevent the gremlin from coming in. And when she shoots her shot, the gremlin leaves. Then she has to pull her finger out, which is bent at a 45 degree angle, and she has to break it. And I'm like, no, this is, geez, this is painful to watch. It's also, now we get to see there's actually some fighters. There's some Japanese fighters. Yeah, they don't like the Japanese very much. They call them Japs in this movie, and It's World War II. Makes sense, but still. So he got a bunch of these fighters. They're shooting at them. She's in the position to be like, hey, I'm gonna shoot at these people. So she shoots at the fighter jet, and then kablow, bam, they're dead. And so she finally gets the trust of the crew, because previously they're like, how can we trust you? Your name's not even Garrett. It's like, yeah, Garrett's my maiden name, okay? I'm married. It's like, okay, great. They really don't trust you at all. They really want to know what's in this package. So they eventually just open up what's in the package. Highly confidential. What could be in this package? So important that it cannot be looked upon. Well, they open the package. Guess what's there? It's a baby. Plot twist, there's a baby, and the nice guy is the father of the baby. She's also mentioning how the husband would just like beat her, right? And so she cheated on him, which makes the husband want to kill her. And that's understandably so, because you just cheated on your man. Even though he's abusive, and I guess he can't get divorces, so she has no choice but to run off onto a plane and just fly away, which is why she's here in the first place, which is why everyone's like, what is going on? Why are you here? Well, anyway, now we get to see some more of the gremlin. The gremlin, oh boy. You hear just like a bunch of commotion happening above her. I like all the tension that builds, especially the part where she's in the turret, right? The turret's controlled by these two things on the side. Well, it breaks off of one of the sides, and it's just kind of floating. And it's like, at any moment, that turret could just fall. And it's crazy. I mean, holy man, that's terrifying. But there's also a lot of commotion upstairs. Like, some screaming, some shouting, some let it all outing, you know, that fun stuff. And it's even more fun is that the gremlin now has the baby. The gremlin has the baby. He's just like carrying it around, takes it to the wing, and then she has to climb to the baby. And this part it's a little goofy in my opinion, because I'm caught in the tension. But I like it, the visual effects look great, but it's a little like goofy, which I like. So she's just going at it. She's just going, climbing. Then the turret thing blows up, so she can't actually go back the way she came, which is kind of sad. But then, but then she grabs the baby. The baby's about to fall. Oh boy. She has to climb back to the wing in the opening in which the gremlin was at. Then she has to climb back to the turret hole, and she barely gets into the turret hole. She climbs up into the hole, then she falls, and then the explosion from a Japanese airjet, kablows, and then the force of that propels her upward. And then there's like a guy who's like, oh, welcome to the party, my love. And then he dies. And I'm like, oh, that's a little tragic. There's a bunch of shooting and guns and happening around here. And you know, that's what this machine gun sounded like. And it's fun because she has to avoid the gunfire and has to control a ship and has to look for a place for the ship to crash because the ship's about to crash because of the gremlin. And the gremlin's still an issue. Like, wow. The gremlin just keeps trying to take this baby, has wings, and it's quite terrifying. It's like, oh no wings. I don't want you in my life ever, gremlin. Like, please go away. She's trying to drop things onto the gremlin, Obviously, the gremlin just kind of escapes, evades the object, but then, entire crash. Everything's on fire. The ship explodes because some oxygen tanks explode. And they're having a lovey-dovey, handy-dandy moment. Like, oh, will you marry me? Oh, lovely. Ew. And then, guess what? The gremlin takes the baby. Takes the baby! The gremlin just wants the baby. Just let him have the baby. Let him eat the delicious child. And of course, infants are the best tasting ones, as seen in Snowpiercer. So, the gremlin knows what's up, trying to eat this baby, but the mom, she's just like, no. So she goes over to the gremlin and starts hitting it in the face, starts having a fist fight about it. It's just like, punch, punch! And it's the gremlin's like on the floor, oh, I can't respond. And also the gremlin's swiping, but she uses its claws to go through the neck and then rip out like the beginning of the neck, the front portion of the neck, and then that gremlin is dead. And I'm like, oh my god, you did that with your bare hands? That's really cool. How cool is that? I'm so excited. I love it. She's just a perfect female model. And I also like how by the end, all the crew members, like, respect her for it. She's very respected. And I love it. Then, yeah, the movie ends. They're just kind of there. She's breastfeeding the child. And then, bam, they're just stuck wherever they're at. And I'm like, oh no, where did they go? How will they get home from here? This is not a fun sight at all. So, that's the end of the movie. Man, the dialogue, it's very dialogue heavy, but I enjoy the dialogue. The dialogue is very unique to each character, and just the way that she reacts to all the characters and the specific situation's cool. I really liked for most of the movie, it was just like one set, but it was used well. It wasn't, I mean, it was noticeable, but like, it gave some plot details, it was mostly focused on her acting. Her acting was great, and so were the others, and just, there was a lot of twists that just kept on coming that I wasn't expecting, like, oh, there's a baby, and the father of the baby is a crew member on board? Like, what is going on? I don't understand, like, at all. Wow, I cannot believe it. So, I gotta give this movie a solid 8 out of 10. If you liked that content, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/ASEpresents. $3 a month, you get some daily vlogs and some extended mint salad saws. $20 a month, you get one movie request per 1 month. So, check out patreon.com/ASEpresents. Also, if you want to see me pose in this outfit or not in this outfit, wink! Check out my Fansly at fansly.com/titsmintsalad. Until next time, I'm Mint Salad Saw. I'll see y'all later, my salad croutons and bacon bits.